David Goss, and I'm the museum director at the House of the Seven Gables. And we're going to be talking to some of the people who are going to be involved in our Haunted Happenings program this season here in Salem, down at the House of the Seven Gables and also at Salem 1630, Pioneer Village. With me is Audrey Lynch, and Audrey is the volunteer coordinator at the House of the Seven Gables, and she is also the person responsible for the Spirits of the Gables program that will be taking place down at the House of the Seven Gables over the course of the last 2 weeks of the month of October, leading up to Halloween. Hello, Audrey.
Hello, David.
And I was wondering if we could take a few minutes to talk a little bit about what's going to be going on down at the House of the Seven Gables over the course of Haunted Happenings. We're going to be doing, I think, a very special program in the evenings with candles and spirits too. Isn't that right? What's it going to be?
All good spirits, as you know, David. Well, the 2 weekends before Halloween, we're doing Spirits of the Gables, and this is very dear to your heart, I know, because you were the one who initiated the concept. People who visit the House of the Seven Gables in the evenings would find that they will be introduced to people that actually lived in the house, spirits of the people who actually lived there, and spirits of people who were actually part of Nathaniel Hawthorne's novel, The House of the Seven Gables.
Right.
And of course, as you know, we present them in a very exciting way. The house is beautiful, it's all in candlelight and a little bit spooky. So there are several characters you meet as you wander through the house.
Sure.
And this year we've added a few surprises for those people who may have been with us before and know how exciting it is.
It'll be a little bit new.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
We have a good time, and it's a lot of work and a lot of fun.
Good.
And so the first character I believe they meet is
In the kitchen.
in the old kitchen at the House of the Seven
First,
Gables is
first room that you
Hepzibah.
go into.
Yeah.
Hepzibah.
Now she's from the novel, isn't she,
That's
David?
right, yeah.
And she was sort of a spinsterly lady from the novel who had suffered a lot of hardship, and then she has a spooky tale to tell about a judge and blood to drink and everything that comes
And a
from the
family
novel.
curse, of course.
Family curse, can't forget that. That's her stock and trade in the Gables.
Right.
And then who do they meet?
We
They walk
move
into
from the kitchen through a long, dark passageway into the, I guess it's the dining room. And there they will meet another character, another spirit of the Gables, but this time one from Hawthorne's actual life. That's Susanna Ingersoll. And she's a very interesting character, very reclusive, very mysterious. And she'll talk a little bit about the real history of the house, not the novel, but the people who actually lived in the house at the time that Hawthorne came to visit, including a little bit about her cousin, Nathaniel Hawthorne himself.
She always struck me as a very gracious and lovely woman, and apparently had a lot of strength of character in her own right.
Right,
And,
but a woman with a mystery behind her, because no one's really
Perhaps.
been able to understand why it is she lived the life that she did, which was a very unusual one for a woman of her time period. But she is the person who opens the way for our visitors into our famous secret passageway.
Ooh, mustn't tell.
Yeah,
that's spooky. That's special.
If you don't remember anything else about your nighttime tour of the Gables, I think it will be going up through the secret passageway, and of course emerging somewhere up in the attic region, where you are going to be confronted by the next spirit of the Gables, and that is
Clifford.
Right.
Clifford comes from the story too, doesn't he, David?
Yes, indeed.
He was the brother of Hepzibah, as I understand it, and led a reclusive life because he had been wronged by this judge, and they all felt the
Sent to
curse of
prison.
the family. Sent to prison.
Right.
Became melancholy.
Almost insane, they say.
And had a sad tale to tell. But Clifford often at our special Spirits of the Gables has little surprises for the visitors as they come, but which you're
Yes.
not going to tell about.
No, if we give that away, then a lot of the surprise of climbing the secret staircase is also given away. After we leave Clifford's room, we pass back through the attic into a much larger chamber where they will meet Mary Conley, who is also a rather unfortunate character who actually lived in the house, died an early death. She was a very close friend and a household domestic of Susanna Ingersoll. And she has a rather sad tale to tell, but also lets the visitors in on some of the secrets of the Gables, which is something I think that people enjoy about taking that part of the tour. And then they will be exiting the attic, leaving Mary Conley, going downstairs into the master bedchamber, where they will meet another important character from the novel, who is
The one who brought all the light and sunshine into
Absolutely.
the novel's
right.
characters. Her name is Phoebe. She was their cousin from the country. a delightful person who happens to be one of my very favorite characters from the book.
Right.
And brings the romance part into
That's
the
right.
novel, doesn't she?
Yes,
I mean,
indeed.
she solves, or she causes to happen, the healing between the families.
And the lifting of the family curse,
That's
which
right.
of course
Happily
is,
ever after, that type of thing.
brings a happy story to a conclusion. And then finally, as you descend the front staircase, the visitors are greeted by one of our very, very important spirits, and that is, of course, Nathaniel Hawthorne himself. Will be in our great parlor, and he'll be meeting all of the visitors before they exit, and answering a lot of the questions that they have about the mystery of the House of the Seven Gables, many that most people don't know about from the novel itself, and drawing together a lot of the loose threads that have been woven together during the course of their tour of the house.
So we'll all have a wonderful time going through not just the house and the characters, but also having some of the secrets that the house has kept
Absolutely.
told to our visitors.
Right.
And we've never had anybody not have a good time, right?
Well, no, it's one of America's great haunted houses.
It is.
On Halloween,
It is.
It's about the best place to be.
And
oh, we shouldn't forget one of the most important spirits that will be greeting our visitors as they enter.
New this year.
That's right, one of
Something
our,
new
one
we've
of our
added
new
this year.
spirits, and that would be...
Well, our most favorite spirit, the
Right.
woman who was responsible for founding the House of the Seven Gables, and of course, making sure that it helped the settlement house across the street.
Exactly.
We being, of course, the only historic site that supports a social service agency as well.
Mm-hmm.
She's our most favorite person, and she happens to be nearby, David.
Yes,
Shall we
indeed.
announce her?
We were
and maybe
fortunate
have a look
to bring her
talk to
here with us, and that is Caroline Emerton. And Caroline Emerton is here with us this evening, and I think she's going to have a message to our prospective visitors as to what is going to happen at her house on Halloween.
Hello, my name is Carolyn Emerton, and I am the founder of the House of Seven Gables Settlement and Museum. This year I will be returning to the Gables as one of the spirits. I invite you to come into the House of Seven Gables and see it by candlelight and meet all of the characters, including myself, Nathaniel Hawthorne, and the characters you have heard discussed earlier. We really want you to come. You will love it. It's beautiful. Although my gardens won't be as lovely that time of year, the rest of the house is beautiful, and we would love to see you.
Well, thank you very much for that message, and Caroline's spirit has always been with us, and I think will continue to be with us through the upcoming year, and I'm sure visitors will enjoy meeting you this year as a new addition to our lineup of special characters and spirits. Our next guest will be from our other site, which is the first time that we've had it open for the haunted happenings in the evenings, and that, of course, is Salem 1630 Pioneer Village. And our next guest will be the site manager of Pioneer Village, and she'll be talking to us about the haunted happenings of Pioneer Village. So thank you both very, very much.
Thank you, David.
Hello again, and we are back with Mary Ellen Smiley. Mary Ellen is the site manager at Salem 1630 Pioneer Village, a 17th century village that is managed by the House of the Seven Gables here in Salem. But we are talking about a very different kind of program, one that we are starting this year. This is the first time it's ever been done, The Haunted Village. And we have our flyer here, and Mary Ellen is going to talk a little bit about how they're going to transform Salem 1630 Pioneer Village into a haunted village during the last 2 weeks of October, during the Haunted Happenings celebrations here in Salem, Massachusetts. So, Mary Ellen, could you tell us a little bit about what we're going to be doing down at the village, and we're going to be also looking at some of the ghouls and spirits that will be haunting the village over the course of the next couple of weeks.
Sure, David. This is a new concept for us, taking an entire village and turning it into a haunted village. Most conventional haunted houses are just 30-second, 40-second thrills, and this will be a walk through an entire village filled with horrid monsters and creepy things.
Ghosts and ghouls and
Yes,
spirits?
and things that are not quite dead yet.
Things
though
that
we'd
go
like them to be.
bump in the
yes.
night. Okay.
And they'll be haunting and inviting you to tea, and some might never leave.
I see.
You
Well,
never know.
now, as I understand it, visitors will be coming down to Forest River Park, which is where Pioneer Village is located,
Right.
not far from Salem State
College
College.
off of Route 114.
Right.
And it's scheduled for 2 weekends,
Mhm.
October 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, from 6 to 9.
Okay.
And
There's lots of free parking.
plenty of free parking. There are restrooms available, and we invite everybody to come. The second weekend is going to be the 28th, 29th, 30th, and the 31st from 6 to 10 p.m. And it will be an experience unlike
Very frightening.
terribly.
Terrifying,
It is
yes.
not recommended for young children
Oh,
at all.
really?
No.
Okay.
And we have an assortment of various creatures of the night that will be visiting us. We
Well,
have,
could you give us a description of some of these horrid creatures that will be haunting the village?
sure, we have a banshee,
Oh.
straight from Ireland. We have a vampire,
Mm-hmm.
a witch.
Got to have a witch.
Oh, definitely.
At least,
We
yeah.
have a Puritan that died but kept insisting on returning.
Oh.
She just won't seem to leave. And we have this wizard who is doing tarot card readings
I
that
see.
have really disastrous results for the people that have them done.
Satan's Forge, I understand, is going to be a feature of the village.
Terrifying, actually.
Yeah.
Satan has agreed to come up and
Pyrotechnics.
pyrotechnics,
Yeah.
yes. Quite frightening.
Oh, and I see we're looking at some of the creatures from the village even as we speak.
Yes, here's our undead Puritan in the center with our wizard on the right and our moldering fellow on the left.
Yes, that's a pretty fierce-looking weapon he's wielding, and those are the tarot card reading wizard there. What a horrid group of people, or whatever they are, actually.
Horrid group of unpeople.
Unpeople. Okay. The house in the middle, oh, she's inviting you to come to the village. Yes.
Oh, no.
The house in the middle of the village, of course, is also going to be open at night, and everything will be candlelit. We'll have a lot of, I guess, ghost stories and tales of terror being told in the governor's house at the village, as well as all of the hauntings that will be going on in the village itself.
Oh, definitely.
And here we have, what is this?
This is our witch. She is
Oh, my
quite
goodness.
frightening.
Yes. Yes. Well, I certainly want to be down there alone.
She's been threatening to brew up something terrible, and this is our vampire.
A real vampire. Look
yes,
at that.
he's moved into one of the cottages, and actually he's a very good tenant. He only comes out at night, but
Yeah. I wouldn't want to collect the rent. Okay. Well, it looks like you've got quite a lineup of individuals. Oh, here we are. We're back again. Well, thank you very much, Mary Ellen. I think we've got a pretty good idea that it's going to be a pretty terrifying experience going to the village. And may I ask, what would be the admissions price for anyone who's interested in coming down?
well, adults are $5, and children are $3.50,
Great.
and under 6 is not recommended.
Ooh, it sounds like a reasonable price for a night of terror and ghostly tales and very exciting activities down at Pioneer Village, Salem 1630. Well, thank you very much, and we hope we can expect to see a lot of people coming to visit us at the House of the Seven Gables for the Spirits of the Gables, and at Pioneer Village for the Haunted Village. Thank you, and goodbye.